What's going on, everybody?
What's
Welcome,
up?
welcome, welcome. This is Straight From Us Podcast. I'm your boy, Mr. Cool Whip, with the one and only.
OZ.
And today we coming to y'all with something that's real. Um, Handle that for me. We coming to y'all with something that's real and that's heavy on a lot of us right now with these teenage kids out here. And I mean, really not even teenage kids, preteens. We're gonna say preteens right now. And the things that they're doing with these car thefts and the police chasing and jumping out in the middle of traffic and just dancing all over the street, just crazy, and stolen cars. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on about everything that's going on. And it's ridiculous. I mean, honestly, when we was kids, we wasn't out here doing that type of stuff. I ain't gonna say some of the kids I knew did not steal cars, but the stuff that they did with stolen cars was go from a party home, per se.
Or the school.
Yeah, or to school, or somewhere that they didn't want to walk. You know, that's what it was. Not saying that it was okay back then. It's definitely not okay nowadays
But
because
it got ridiculous. It most definitely
they
got
killing
ridiculous.
people. They're killing each other. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. You know, and today we got somebody that's real close to me, near dear to my heart. You know, and I'm not gonna even go in full fledged to everything. I'm gonna let her present it in her way with her words. Without no further ado, I
Dude,
got.
Miss Dottie, how are you doing?
How you doing,
We're,
biker
we're,
mom?
We love you.
I love you guys too. Listen, January 22nd changed my life, my family, and it should wake up other people to what's happening in the juvenile justice system. I have an echo. But you guys are hearing me okay?
I hear you
Yeah,
fine. I don't
we
even hear the echo, but I hear you
Okay.
fine.
So what transpired? Five teens, 13, 14, and 15 stole a Kia, robbed somebody, and a police chase ensued. And on that evening, on 20th and North Avenue, the police squad was chasing them, and they hit the car that my son was riding in. He died in the street. 47 left me, left his kids, two daughters, a son, and a community that really loved him. I know that because I had 170 signatures in the funeral booklet, and the church was full. And that's the only thing that gives me any kind of peace at all, knowing that he was loved. So we waited 8 months, and on October 5th, we had a juvenile hearing, a waiver hearing, to waive this 14-year-old into adult court. Now, mind you, this 14-year-old already had two charges for robbery and stealing a car and mischief. He would have been sentenced on January 6th of 2023, but at that point in time, he didn't show up for in court. And this judge, Laura Gramley Perez,
We have that picture also, so we will post that up.
had let him out, had let him off of GPS, GPS monitoring, and he was supposed to have been sentenced. Had he appeared, he wouldn't have been able to kill my son. Now, I've never been to a hearing before, but it was terrible. I mean, it brought back everything that was bad about this incident. And people need to know that this system that the juveniles are in is a revolving door. And at some point in time, I believe that the way the system is guaranteeing job security to the judges, the psychiatrists, the parole officers, everyone except the police department, because they keep arresting them and putting them where they belong, and the justice system lets them right back out on the street. And this judge is an elected official. So if I do anything, I want everybody to not just vote, but know who you're voting for and what they stand for. Because that's the only way that we can get the juvenile system changed. And I'm so oh God. It's terrible reliving this whole thing. And Tiffany, you were there at court. You can elaborate. And I just want people to wake up because brown and black people are killing brown and black people. And the system doesn't give a shit. So we all have to wake up. And I'll turn it back to you guys.
What you're saying is definitely facts. As far as it goes for our teenage youth that's coming up, if the teenage youth start taking each other out, that's going to stop the population. I've always been a big thinker of we are in that area where they're trying to figure out how to do population control. And we're feeding our area with guns, drugs, because I'm telling you, it's flooded. All these little kids out here have guns on them with extended clips and everything. And the thing about it, y'all got to think about, when they're shooting at each other, they're not killing each other per se. They're killing innocent people. And some of them is killing younger kids. So as long as the younger ones keep getting killed off, they cannot repopulate. When it's all said and done, to just touch bases on what you're saying with us killing each other off.
Yeah, because
there's one thing I forgot. Mm-hmm. Now that he was denied the waiver, we couldn't get him into adult court. The most that the DA can ask for is what's called an SJO, which is a serious juvenile offense. And that carries a maximum term of 5 years. Now, what happens after he gets that? He goes to Lincoln Hills. Yeah. He's already got 8 months in. The likelihood of spending a year in jail.
So, due to the fact that he had 8 months in, they're going to let him that 8 months.
And it's going to go right back into parole.
That's what I'm saying. The 8 months that he already got in is credited towards what's going on now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all that's going to happen to him. That's not even a slap on the hand as far as I'm concerned.
Because they say.
And Tiffany, the young lady that's on the screen here, was riding with my son. She had a fractured back and all sorts of medical issues.
Sorry to hear about that.
And she's got to live with too. So I forgot to tell you that.
Well, okay. So I'm not on it. I'm the producer, so I'm not on the screen. But I'm just gonna let you know this one thing. Well, let me say a few things. Number one, I'm sorry for your loss. Number two, Tiffany, I apologize. You had to go through that. And I'm gonna say this. I completely agree with Dottie, which is that it's nothing but a system. That's all it is. The plan is to keep them in the juvenile system to learn enough bad things to where they can put them in prison. Exactly. Either way it goes, it keeps the police officers employed. It keeps the judges employed. It also helps that it creates more jobs, so more judges, more
slave labor.
Yeah, slave labor. But not really just a slave labor. It's just like how
when they make it to the penitentiary.
How do you oppress a people? What's the best way to oppress a people? Number one, you have to be able to the procreators lock them down and kill them. See what I'm saying? It's all about the oppression. Number one, it's all about genocide. Number two, They want to get rid of us. People don't understand that. The system's not designed for us. It's designed to keep their foot on our necks. So I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, because they use that, what they say, the frontal lobe is not developed until you hit a certain age. So they using
25. The judge, they said 25 in court.
Yeah, 25. So they're saying, okay, that these kids or, teens, whatever you want to call them, ain't thinking rationally. But when you hit that gas, you thinking that you can make it.
Exactly.
So,
you think you can outrun the police. You think you can outgun the police. You're thinking that you can do a lot. So you doing a lot of thinking. Mm-hmm. And one thing I got to touch on that me and Dottie was talking about earlier is you locking them up and you're talking about you want to rehabilitate them, but you're not doing anything. No. You letting them sit there play dominoes. You teaching them how to get ready for prison. Per se, like you just said, Jay. They're teaching them how to get ready for prison. You sit up in there, you're in your room for, I think it's like 8 to 10 hours a day. Then you out, you got your lunch, you got your dinner, stuff like that. You got your breakfast.
And they'll call your family for you.
Yep. It's getting them ready for prison, per se. And I mean, you know what? I'm finna do it, even though most people ain't gonna like it. But man, I'm putting blame on some of these parents out here, man, because a lot of these parents is friends. They had their kids way too early, and they thought they was ready, and they wasn't ready, and they never raised a kid a day in their life. And I mean, honestly, adult does not come with a book of how to raise a kid. No, that don't come with you. That's not one of the handbooks that come with you. So a lot of them was like, oh, I don't know how to raise a kid. I was never taught. Yeah, a lot of us wasn't taught. Our parents wasn't taught, but our parents did the best that they could. And trust me, a lot of us out there wasn't doing the stuff that these kids out here is doing right now. These kids out here think all of us are scared of them. I mean, I had one at the job that told us to our face, don't y'all know y'all old folks supposed to be scared of us kids out here right now? Like, man, you got the wrong one.
That's because of the whole thing about the discipline situation and really folded to where you can get in trouble for trying to keep your child in line. So it's like sometimes you just got to say fuck it and just, is it worth it? Like, is nowadays, like they said nowadays, it's fashionable to, okay, I had a mental breakdown or help me. Like, we was raised in a different time frame. But now with these, I'm just going to let y'all just run free and just, oh, they need this help. Things done changed for the worse. And what's messed up is what can be really done.
Exactly. I got to say, shouts out to Jocelyn. Hey, Precious, what's going on? She put in the comments, guns bigger than them, shaking my head with absolutely no aim. And damn, Tiffany, I didn't know that was you. That was the comments that she had posted on here. B, Brandon, future alderman, man. What's your thoughts and opinion, man?
Honestly, I deal with some of the same thing in my own home.
You are echoing, sir. You're echoing. I said you're echoing.
Okay, let me fix this. Hold on.
Okay. So, Jay, do you got that footage I had sent you earlier from the news? For anybody that don't know, while Brandon is getting his microphone in order real quick, let's go to the news clipping. For those that don't know the conversation that we are talking about right now. We got
this gun violence that is plaguing Milwaukee teens. Reckless driving continues to take lives. Criminal charges are now pending against 5 teens accused of leading police on a high-speed chase that killed one person they crashed into. Milwaukee police say last night they were chasing a stolen vehicle involved in an armed robbery. It all started near 11th and Center and ended near 22nd and North, where the suspect vehicle collided with another car. 47-year-old man from Milwaukee was inside the vehicle, died. The teens were taken into custody. Police say they did find a gun at the scene.
Well, one that I got that you should have over there is the one with Dottie doing the interview and the picture of the son, of her son, of Cowboy. We ain't gonna just say her son.
Yeah,
Man, you
Cowboy.
know, I mean, Dottie, I don't think you mind, but Cowboy was his name. Very good dude. You know,
And everybody that's on my IG, go to YouTube and go on Straight From Us podcast if you want to see the videos and everything else like that.
Brandon, you got your microphone back up? Or she back in?
I don't even think he in.
No, I don't think he in. Tiffany, is there anything that you want to put out there and say?
I just want to say that on Thursday, it was really difficult to hear that me and Cowboy life don't mean nothing. That you can get a second chance if you a certain age. And now all the rest of us gonna be at risk when he get back out.
Yeah, because it's not going to be a
See,
lame situation.
no sorry on nobody's face. From the mama down.
Wow.
I feel excited because he get to come home. I feel sick.
Yeah, it done changed. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, back in the day when we was younger, honestly, they was locking us up. They wasn't playing no games. They weren't playing no
they weren't playing
games.
no
Right?
games. There wasn't no slap on the wrist. They was locking us up. like right now, I ain't gonna lie. This is one of the moments where you feel jealous of, like, dude, how in the world is you getting out? Back then, when it was us, they set us down until
Man,
we was
for
adults,
real.
or they did send us
When
over.
they say the system don't work, it works.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, you're right. It works. But what y'all got to realize is one thing. Back in the days, it was more like, okay, we're going to make examples out of it.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
it's still kind of the same thing, but you got to remember now everybody's into this mental health situation and all that. Like, you know how many kids you had on like death row and in prison for life
Man.
and all that, and now they're like, oh, okay, well we can't really put them on death row because they're kids. Like you
Yeah.
said, the whole frontal lobe thing and all stuff like that. But all it is just to basically appease certain people.
Yeah, they got a show. They got a show for that to where like
Sullivan still backstage.
when they was sending them to like 60 years and stuff like that. Now they're going back and be like, okay, well that was too long because they was a child. There's a whole show doing that. Like they doing it pro bono. They getting him out of prison. Like, okay, he was only 14. He didn't know better. And then he shot his brother or something like that. It's a whole I forgot the name of it, but it's a whole show that they doing it, and they done got a few people out of there.
I gotta say, the other thing is I'm thinking of now is a lot of them hang 'em high judges, then retired and passed on.
Hanging judges.
Yeah, them hang 'em high judges is no longer in these courtrooms. We got these. I identify as a judges up in there right now, and I say that because a lot of them, because like Dottie told me, Gomez Perez, whatever her name is, was a commissioner that made it to judge. You know, so she did her due diligence of what she had to do to get to where she had to go. And I mean, at the end of the day, when you get to that judge level, that's one of them first levels of playing politician and moving up. And then the next level is, my bad, Brandon, but alderman. You know, once you get to alderman and you doing good at alderman, then they're like, oh, you know what? We want you to come and do this. We want you to do that. You know,
But only if you're running by their agenda.
yeah,
You gotta think
playing
about
that
it.
game.
If you playing that game, then you get to move up. You get to go anywhere that you want to go. They'll even move you. If you mess up, they'll move you to a smaller city or a town or something like that, just so you can be able to still operate.
Like Mensa,
Yeah,
that cop, that shot, all the mother, yeah.
yeah. It's shot like four black men. He was black himself. Shot four black men and was able to get awarded and things like that. Moved from different places to place. Darren Woodson, the guy who killed Mike Brown. You know what I'm saying? He got, not only did he get a $500,000 get his legal fees paid, but he also got paid $500,000 to do that interview. So now you leave the department a rich man with a trophy on your wall, which is that you killed a young black man. So it's all by design.
But it's like, man, these kids is out here. When I say they wild, they wild. And the one thing that I heard when I was looking for the news clippings and everything, the cops are saying, they was talking to the new mayor about, hey, these kids get to throw their finger up at us and take off through a red light, and we got to sit here and can't do nothing. Hence the chase. Now, my next thing would be, okay, the chase was through the police, this, that, and other. One thing we know and we learned way back in the day is you can't beat the radio.
No.
So you can block them off in certain areas because this police got it all out through these areas. There's a way to block them off and slow up all that. So some of the blame do fall on the police, which could lead up to another wrongful death lawsuit against the state of, not state, but city of Milwaukee.
Because they know damn well we do not have the roads for that. Like we don't have the streets, we don't have the highways. Like one thing, just not to put us on blast, we knew how to use these gangways.
Yeah.
That's what they was made for.
Yeah.
Get on your feet
And run.
and run. Like but it's like you said.
You didn't hurt nobody.
Yeah,
you didn't kill nobody.
You might
And
got
hopefully
slammed
you
up
made
in the
it to where
alley
you're
or
trying to go
something
to.
like.
To tell you the truth, that was the one good thing about a young man moving here from California. You know what I'm saying? When I moved here from California, I was like, damn, like you can really get away with it out there. I don't you ever see a police chase, but not only are the police chasing after you, but then you got damn helicopters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I moved here and I was like, damn, no helicopters, and you got gangways and alleys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, but to tell you the truth is this, and I'm gonna get off my soapbox. It might just be by design that they try to chase these little dudes or don't chase them or whatever. Because like I said, it's like a fish on the hook when you fishing. You don't never just snatch it back. You let it run a little bit, and then you snatch it back.
It's chased by design, so I agree with you because there's a lot of videos out here right now showing these dudes doing whatever they want to do in front of a police car, and the police car is just sitting there. And then they finally take off, and it's like 3 or 4 of them in stolen cars, begging them to be chased. Bruce, it looked like you wanted to say something there.
Want to say something? No, he was just wondering why audio. That's okay.
Is Brandon back up?
Brandon, are you
I'm back here.
Okay.
Go ahead, man.
To me, they should chase him. But they got to be smarter about how they chase him. It comes with community policing. If they know the areas that they patrolling, they'll know how to stop them. As far as blocking them off, like you said, then the chase won't last that long. I work at O'Reilly 35th Funlock, so I see chases all day long. And I've seen a couple successful ones where they only went 1 or 2 blocks and they was done. Honestly, Milwaukee police can learn something from Glendale or Greenfield. Because you never hear about them causing crashes.
Because I think they still do like the pit maneuver, don't they?
Yeah, they do pit maneuvers and stuff like that because it's been a lot of crashes where everybody trying to leave out of Glendale by the freeway and everywhere else, and they're pitted before they can even make it out of Glendale.
Correct.
Yeah, so I agree with you. And then, okay, so we always talking about funding the police. Now, what are we funding them for? Just to put money in their pockets for their paychecks so they can ride around and still do what they do? Or are we funding them for the tactical pieces that they can use? So they got certain straps and stuff that when they're chasing a car, they can ride right up to that back tire, and they got a wrap that wraps around that tire, and they can stop them, hit the brakes and stop them.
And a few years ago, I heard where they supposed to have the tracking devices put on the front of the car. I haven't seen that at all. Then they don't have to chase because they shoot the tracking device, fall back, and then let them go.
That would make more sense.
I heard that they were supposed to did it, but nowhere have you seen them deploy it.
and I agree with you. So, Diane, Bruce, hate to put y'all back on the spot, but just, I mean, y'all here. Just, what's y'all thoughts and opinion on the whole situation at hand, and you know,
Well, I just the thing that bothered me is that this person was put on TF monitoring, and he still committed this crime. So who's responsible? Who's accountable watching people that are on so-called GPS monitoring to make sure they're not out committing crimes, to make sure that they are where they're supposed to be?
and that's granted. But I think Dottie, when we was talking earlier, he got off because he was doing such a good job of being on.
The judge, when he adjudicated to his first two crimes, she took him off the GPS monitoring because the PO officer had said that he was doing everything he was supposed to do. And so she took the GPS off, and the mother, he was released in his mother's home. Okay, and she was supposed to monitor him and bring him back to for his sentencing. But that didn't happen. So, but the juvenile system, it's cheaper for them to turn them in to the community than the cost of the monitoring program or keeping them incarcerated. That's what's wrong with the juvenile system.
I just got to add to the GPS monitor. So we did hear why on GPS monitor they were out doing Grubhub at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. But I didn't know we had any restaurants open early. But Mom vouched they were out doing Grubhub.
Doing Grubhub?
Yeah, with Mom.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Driving with his mom.
nah.
He was driving with his mom doing this, or was he driving by himself?
The court knew that the mother was lying to the son.
The back in the day when that GPS went off, they was sending the police to your house.
Yeah.
They was there. Like
No.
When,
So what it
when
was,
you went past that,
That was
that
back in the day.
that was back in the day.
That's
But
not
what
happening
she's
now.
saying, what she's saying is like what Tiffany just said, that the judge knew that they was lying. Basically, the mother was saying to give him a cover up to get out the house, that he was doing DoorDash at 2:30 in the morning. Now that takes me to another level right now.
That's
He
what
doesn't have a driver's license. So what the hell is he doing out at that time?
I mean, at the end of the day, at that age, why is he out at 2:30 in the morning doing Grubhub at that age? Ain't he supposed to be in bed to go to school the next day?
He was past curfew. He was like
that's curfew.
That as soon as he walked off that
What's
porch,
open at 2:30 in the morning?
On a weekday.
None of it made sense.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think the main
me, it doesn't matter what's open. That late in the morning, like you guys said, he was supposed to be getting ready for school the next day, and that's at the point where the judge should have held the mother accountable.
Exactly.
Wait,
and these parents ain't being held accountable. That's what I was going to get to.
Wait, let's get one thing out of the way. Remember, he stole a car, didn't he? I mean, did he crash? Did his mother crash into?
No, he stole.
But he stole a car.
The other, it was a crash. It was an armed robbery. It was carjacking.
Another chase.
So
And a
that's
crash.
That's the question. The question is, okay, it doesn't matter whether she says that he was like outdoor dashing with her. He wasn't outdoor dashing with you.
Exactly.
So she needs to go to jail.
So the mama have him out there doing what he wants to do.
Oh, so he got nice and she said she want to give him more freedom.
So she can do what she wants to do. So she can do what she want to do.
At the bottom of the victim witness statement, there's one sentence that says, "Do you want the parents' information?" And I asked the DA if I can get the parents' information because I have the right to sue them.
Exactly.
But what am I going to get?
Nah, nothing. Because it's all gonna be civil.
Well, no. Here's the thing.
I
wouldn't look for it to be able to get anything. I would just look for it just to be able to hold her accountable for it.
Right.
I agree with that.
I plan on it. but I can't get the information until the case is closed. And you can't get a police report until the case is closed.
So you have to have a lawyer so the lawyers can go in there and get that, because they just doing that because if you don't have a lawyer right now, they don't want to give you information because they probably thinking that a retaliation or something.
So Dottie, I had a question. So when you get the information, so is it's gonna be civil or is it gonna be criminal? It's gonna be civil, right?
It'll have to be a civil.
So like you said before, Jay. So they just letting this lady, she lied in the courtroom to a judge. So regardless of the fact, so they not giving her any responsibility.
Perjury.
Yeah. But wait a minute. The 13-year-old that was in the car is this boy's brother.
Mm-hmm.
So she had two sons in that car.
Two sons in the car.
Oh.
Okay, so
You letting
wait.
your
So then,
14-year-old take the 13-year-old out once again. It ain't even no way. Let's go to this next level of when do we start holding these so-called parents accountable?
Well, that's what I'm about to say, because here's what the problem is. The court said they entrusted this lady to be able to monitor her son. The monitoring broke down.
And she
he
allowed
was
them to go
out
at 2:30.
robbing people, carjacking people, driving at excessive speeds. So here's the thing. So if I take my little brother on a joyride, or even it's not because it wasn't a joyride. Actually, let's say, you know what I'm saying, a carjacking, and say I get out the car, but he still keeps the car, crashes into someone. Y'all do know that I'm party to a crime, right?
That's what
You
it's
are
supposed to
officially
be.
a party to it.
I just want to make sure that I knew what I was.
None of the other
There's
four
enough of us out here that
boys
really know about the law.
are in jail. The 14-year-old that driver of the car is the only one that got charged with my son's death. So that's not fair.
No, it's
It
not.
used to be if you were around, you were involved, and you all got charged.
Yeah.
But they're all out on probation.
Oh.
It's also if you know about it and then report it, that's accessory after the
That's
fact.
accessory after the
That's
fact.
right.
Yes, there it is. There it
If
is.
they were delinquent from school, the school would give you if you didn't keep your kids in school, don't you get a ticket?
You used to.
Yeah, they used to hit them with like a $500 fine and.
Not anymore. There's no such thing as a true officer anymore. Remember, the true officer was the one that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
snatch
they
you up.
starting to take the police out of the school.
Nah.
Yeah.
So it still goes like y'all saying. It's like the lady, she just okay. I understand that her son is whatever, but it's like so she's not responsible. Like she don't have so the judge didn't feel like this lady should be held accountable to anything.
She got sympathy for her.
Oh,
Tiffany, tell them what the judge said. That it
She
was
said, I understand the severity of this, but she's been trying hard. She's been working two jobs. She's a single mom. That story.
you know how long single mom thing been going on?
I was a single mama since I was 16.
Like,
Do you know how many single moms work jobs?
Yeah.
My
I'm
mother was a
70
single
years
mom.
old and I work two jobs.
Okay.
So it don't
Yeah.
end, baby.
But that's why I say the parenting was different. I seen my moms go to work every day, walk up to the 19 bus stop or to the 12 bus stop to go downtown to work at her job that she been working at for, I don't know how many darn years.
Still there.
About the same,
Still there.
yeah, a long time. And still there, you know. And she did, she did everything that she could in her powers to make sure we was doing good. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not the best of kids. Trust me, I done had my mischief. But, you know, I wasn't out there doing what these kids is doing right now. You know, these kids is killing each other. They killing their own friends. Well, like, if we talk about the one kid that stole the car, trying to hindsight in front of the school, as they call it, shake your nays, which is the stupidest shit I ever heard in life, to the point that you smack the rear end of a bus while your friend is hanging out the window. Now, all these idiots, hey, parents, take offense. I don't care. Your kids are idiots. First and foremost, hanging out of windows while their friends is swerving and don't know how to drive that good. They think they do, but they don't. Smack a bus. Now he just hanging out the window, limp, body limp. What they do? Take off and run and leave him there. Now, one thing I can say is, out of all of us that did our dirt back then, we didn't leave each other.
No.
We didn't leave each other, especially if it was something to that serious, that severity. But we ain't really did nothing that, you know, put us in the
You
harm's
was
way.
bad, but
like
you
that.
wasn't bad.
Yeah, we was bad, but we wasn't terrible.
I wasn't. I was misunderstood.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I just want to say this: when it all boils down to it, you know what I'm saying? They have their own culture, and so I heard that, you know, that when they steal the kids or they steal horns, and then they do all the shaking their legs off like
They
that.
get points.
It's points, or you know, just even it attracts. You know what I'm saying?
They're
Females, stuff like
glorified
that.
right now.
Exactly.
Because there's even females that's out there doing it. But
Yep.
you got people like the dumbass Rick Ross. And yes, I call him a dumbass. Rick Ross that's giving a shout out to Kia Boyz. So that just hyping it up even more for these kids to really get out here and do this dumbass shit. They got somebody that put out the Kia Boyz apparel so they can make money off of. So everybody, instead of shutting this stuff down, they figuring out a way to make money off of this situation of other people's agony
Misery.
and pain and misery that they're going through.
It's all about that money.
It's all about that money. It's capital.
So, but what can we do to make change to make sure parents are held accountable moving forward?
So I'm gonna that's out of my bracket. I'm not over in that bracket because if I say my opinion, trust me, it won't work.
I love opinions.
Huh? So I'm gonna pass it to the person that really is at the point of really trying to do this, and that's why I invited them to this podcast, so we can have somebody that knows that part. After we pass it to him, Jay, pull up that feed because I want everybody to see Cowboy, that news clip, and it should have been one of the last two that I sent you. But Brandon, what's your thoughts and opinion on what Tiffany is asking right now, man? As the future alderman for 6th District, I'm gonna keep on saying that. You're getting them blasts from me.
The thing is, go back to what Dottie said, and research the politicians that you vote for. Make sure that their views align with yours, and that's how you make the change. Because only them, they're the only ones who are lobbying for the stuff that we want.
So I gotta ask you this question, future politician. I'm sorry, I gotta.
He's
jump
not
in on
a
you.
politician.
You know, he getting ready to get to ask these questions. I'm gonna make sure he's ready. He asked us to bring it last time, so now with what you saying, how can us, as the constituents, as we are called now, because that's what Malele called us, constituents.
First, if you're gonna be technical, sir, say we, not us. Proper pronouns.
Whatever. The constituents. How do us as constituents don't know that everything that you're putting out is a bold-faced lie? Because I feel like all politicians put out a bunch of bold-faced lies just to get that vote. So that's just me, and that's my personal opinion, straight from me, that a lot of politicians lie. They ass off, and they got scripted writers. Like half of these rappers that ain't about nothing, they got ghostwriters back there making them valid. So it's somebody back there ghostwriting for these politicians to come out and making them valid. So us as constituents, how do we know how to see the fake in them before we vote for them?
I don't speak for myself.
Go ahead.
Where I'm at,
Future voters right here. Go ahead.
where I'm running for alderman, I'm in that community all day long. I live, work, go to the stores, hang out. You can see me anytime, any place in that district. And what I stand for is what I stand for. You will see it all the time. Now, somebody don't see, find out people that they know. Look at the people that they surround themselves with. When you see people, and I'm going to speak about our mayor, because he's a puppet. You can listen to how he talk. and can tell he was taught to speak that way. Somebody is writing his speeches.
So what type of puppet is he? He like the Pinocchio or hand up your ass puppy? Like, what type of puppet is we dealing with here? Like,
it's a hand up there.
Hand.
They trained him to be that Barack Obama look. Listen to how he talk, man.
Oh,
I ain't gonna lie. I was at the comedy show when he was running, and oh my goodness, fam came out and let him have it at the comedy show. I know he was backstage like this guy right here, but they let him have it at the comedy show. But he still won.
Yeah.
Go figure.
He was trained to take that position. His vote, the vote for him was going to come regardless because of who he is, as far as where he came from. But he has the agenda of the masses, not of the people.
So you saying basically is what they were saying before. They made him mayor just to shut us the fuck up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
All right, long
And
as I know the truth now.
You know what? One thing I'm a firm believer in, a lot of these shows that we watch and a lot of these movies that we watch has a message in it.
Oh, yeah.
But the message is only clear to people that has a open eye to what they see and like, oh, that makes sense. Like when they had
What he
the
say?
Fixer.
This chess, not checkers.
Yeah, but when we had the Fixer with I forgot old girl name, but she was in there and she was fixing all the things for the president. She was fixing everything for different people, and then go on. She had her own show for that. Matter of fact, she was on the Breakfast Club talking about that show.
Right.
And how people is actually her character is real. Is a real person that fix all this stuff that's out here right now. Dang, I can't remember the name of the show.
I tell you this.
Power did the same thing with Alderman Tate when Tate was running and the stuff that they was doing. Power showed you everything that these politicians was doing to get to where they had to get to. So you got this one particular guy that's sitting there watching, like right now, it's probably a guy that's sitting there watching Brandon to see what he's doing, to see if he's can be, controlled.
If I get the right amount of money behind me, I can win without doing anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. It's
Yeah, it is. That's facts.
campaign funding, smear tactics, and all that's what gets a lot of them. But I'm not saying that that's how you're going to run. But
The thing is, everyone's got to pay attention.
Yeah. But then also we got to stop letting them divide us.
That's
Power change everybody.
Yeah.
But the only way you're gonna learn who you're voting for is pay attention. Look for inconsistencies.
Well, one of the 48 laws of power is divide and conquer.
Y'all forgot about this part, especially when they make a black person a felon. That they take your right to vote.
Well, and until you get off papers. That's also the reason why they push your papers back so far.
Wow.
Yep.
You'll be in jail for 18 months, but then you'll be on probation for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They do that because they don't want you to be able to vote. But I mean, that's the least of the problems. Like I said, the problem is that they divide us so much. It's Willie Lynch, the Willie Lynch trick, like multiplied by 2,000.
I'm gonna say what you're saying is true, but then you gotta still. When do we start taking responsibility for ourselves?
Man,
And that's the
look.
problem. If they keep you divided, then how can you take responsibility? Because, as long as I say, all right, I wear blue, you wear red. Man, I hate fucking red.
But that's the thing about it is, until I stand up as a man or stand up, then I won't let you do anything.
And that's the truth. But here's the thing:
Man,
we have to change our way of thinking.
Yeah.
We got to understand that if I understand that this is what someone's trying to program me with, this is what somebody's
We
trying
already
to.
been programmed. We already been
But here's
programmed.
the thing:
With all being
you
said.
can only be programmed as long as you're willing to lay down and put those headphones on.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? You got to realize that you're taking either the red or the blue pill. Well, then why take the pill in the first place?
in the city of Milwaukee,
But
it's not really a division as far as y'all say the Willie Lynch. Nope. It's really money versus none. Because if you don't have any money, you ain't a part of that circle.
And that's you know what, that's where I was finna touch at, because see, let's jump from the old time, because what you're saying I get, it makes sense, Jay. That is how it used to be, and it still is, but they changed it. Everything that it is still the same. People wear barrel bottoms, but it's called something else right now, correct? So with that being said, the times is still the times is still the same, but it changed up to meet that era.
Multiplied by
So
2000.
with that being said, like how you just saying, we in a materialistic era right now. So the materialistic era says if you don't wear Jordans, you ain't cool. If you don't have the iPhone, you're not cool. I can't be around you. You're a failure. You're nobody.
But everything you're talking about does what? It causes a division. It causes a division between iPhone users and Android users.
Yeah.
It causes a division between somebody wearing Adidas and somebody wearing Jordans.
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I agree with you guys.
But that's why I said this is the materialistic era.
Yeah, when it comes down to money, yeah, I agree with you. But here's the thing: we're never gonna if we understand that we're only, that we're the 98% and they're the 2%, and we keep trying. It's something called the trickle down theory. If we keep trying to reach up to the table, knowing that they're sitting at the table, but we don't come and create our own table, that's our problem. We got to create our own table.
Tables are created, but at the same time, it's the materialistic part of it that allows don't allow people at that table.
Yeah.
What
It's
table are we
materialistic.
speaking of? Are we talking about our table or are we talking about their table?
Ours.
Our table.
That's what I'm saying.
We are
How
worse
do we have a table? How could you say we have a table? We're not. Where are we at?
We make our own tables, and we are our worst enemy.
No power. We have no power to build a table.
It's the
We
crab.
have no power.
It's always
crabs in the
bucket.
barrel.
Crabs in the barrel. Always
We
gonna
have
be
no power.
crabs in the barrel. Like it. Like we said before in another podcast, it'll be somebody who see you instead of be like, okay, let me promote this man, or let me get the energy and be like, okay, I wanna be like dude. Fuck trying to, he over me or whatever. I want him to teach me how can I get past, like how we are with our kids. You most definitely always want your kids better than you.
We're supposed to, yeah.
But nowadays, well, I'm not gonna say now. It done got so to where like I said, this ain't my generation. I don't know nothing about it. I'm not gonna.
Here's the thing. I don't. It's always been like that though.
Nobody understands each other's
because
generation.
we're our generation and they're coming up, so we don't really understand what they feel like their struggles are, anything like that. But the one thing I can tell you is this: when it comes down to their generation, it's a social generation.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about likes. It's all about who shares your viewpoint, and it just creates, to me, it's more division. It's way more.
It's even happening with adults.
What you say,
The
Daddy?
saddest part about this generation is just so-called technology. It's putting all the glory on all the dumb shit. And we've lost total respect. Because when you guys were growing up, when I was growing up, we had consequences. There are no consequences now. Life is cheap. These young people don't even care about their own lives.
And they don't care about their friends' lives. Once again, like I said, that kid was swerving down the street, smacked the butt end of a bus. A kid just made it off the bus when the bus got hit, but his friend was limped, hanging. The only thing they could think of, I gotta save my own ass. Let me take off, let me run, and forget my friend. There's only one time I seen one of them videos where a kid went back to check, but then they took off. But then you had another kid trying to check on another kid, but the one was laying over there with a broke leg. The other one tried to run, but he couldn't run because his leg was broke. So they had to sit there and hold each other, unfortunately, because they couldn't get nowhere. Did you get that last footage?
This ain't got it.
Nah, I sent in the email. They all in the straight from us email. I gotta say what's up to my brother Ron just joined in.
What's up, Ron?
We're talking
guys?
we're talking about these kids that's been out here in these stolen cars doing reckless driving. Um, Dottie is on here because she lost her son on North Avenue because of the kids driving in a high speed chase and crashed into the car. Tiffany was one of the she was the driver. She was the driver in the vehicle at that time. Uh, we got Brandon on here who's running for 6th District Alderman, and we got the auntie and uncle that we had to apologize. We sorry again.
Our introduction was kind of messed up.
I would blame some of it on Dottie. She trained us a little bit.
Say next time.
Hold on, Dottie, just give me that look.
You taught us to shut the hell up before. Now you just let us go. Just let us go.
I think she's happy. I think she feel like she did a great job with us.
So how you feel about the situation, Ron?
Well, I will come at it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
All right. Did we lose you?
I think we
Sorry.
did.
Hello.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. My phone wrong. Every issue among our young people, or any social ill relating to young people, is traced back to absentee fathers.
I agree.
It all goes back to dad not being there, because he is the
Well, we lost you again, and he was on the road. Man.
He's
He's
talking right because the welfare system created that. It took the husband or the father out of the family so that the women could collect the welfare benefits.
correct,
And it is true.
He did a whole topic on that. That's why I asked him to come on here tonight, because he did a whole topic on that one time, and he gave the whole breakdown of it started with the Democrats, and I know y'all like doing politics. I can't stand politics because I think politics is a joke. Really, that's just me. I vote just because it's like, let me see what's gonna happen, because I feel like all these people are up there wearing their clown suits, doing their song and dance, and it's whoever got the best song and dance, that's who we voting for. Whoever got that iPhone, hey, he got to be cool. Whoever got them Jordans on, hey, I think that guy's all right. Whoever got that best pimp stripe suit on, or that seersucker suit, or whatever's in at that time.
Whoever was eating with Reverend Sharpton.
I'm not voting for nobody with Reverend Sharpton. I'm sorry. I refuse. Or Jesse. I'm sorry. Hey, it just ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, but it was like man, it that really did hit, because it's like it wasn't popular, but it was popular. Like, everybody went through it. Like, who dad. It was hurtful, but I guess since you got some people around you that was going through the same thing you was going through, it cushioned it a little bit.
True. One thing I can say is, with me growing up, it was a split family. I had my granddad for a nice chunk of my childhood, and my granddad was a true OG. That was my dude. Like, I swear, folk, man, whew, that man was the truth, and he'll tell you up and down, didn't have no cares. His favorite hat he wore was "Shit Happens." And he groomed me to take care of my own house, take care of how your house looked, your presentation, take care of yourself, how you presented. Because I remember he used to take me to the barbershop and get a crew cut. I never knew what the hell a crew cut was, because that barber cut all my hair off. I was pissed. I loved my long hair back then. But he grew me into a man that he wanted to see me be. And right now, I can say at this point in time, I think I made my grandfather happy. Before my pops passed, I know I made him happy. He got to see a few things that I accomplished in my life. When it comes down to it, I try to be a factor in my kids' life. You know, they're gonna see
You
me.
are a force in there. In their life. I'm proud of you.
I just had to talk to my son yesterday. I asked him. I was like, he was him and his cousin was doing some stuff on live, and it was one of them situations. They talking like they about that. So I had to ask him. I said, "Have you ever been? Have you ever stayed in the hood?"
Man,
He was like, "No."
man,
I was like, "Have you ever been to the hood?" He was like, "No." So I'm like, "So you're not a hood nigga. So why are you talking like
man.
you about that?"
I had to ask my son that.
Why
I
is
asked
you
my
talking
son that a
like
couple
you
times,
about
man.
that?
I asked my sons that a couple of times because it's like, dude, what are you doing? But I forgot. Their mother got this old ancient nigga sitting over there that feel like he's still, the gangster of the century.
My name is Be Nice. Be Nice.
and they feel like they have to be tough guys. I'm like, man, do you realize a tough guy never win? Never win.
Nope.
It's that cat that's minding his own business, that stand to himself, that don't want to be bothered. It's a guy that's gonna beat the brakes off of you because you think you tough, and you didn't know you wasn't tough until you ran up against this guy that you never thought was tough.
Well, I got a question. Everything goes full circle, like they say, clothing and everything else like that. So, do y'all think that we will see the full circle, or this is just our nightmare until we go to the great beyond?
I hope I'm dead in the ground before this Armageddon gets here.
Yeah,
Because it's not going to be Russia or China that does it then. It's going to be the system.
man, that's a valid point.
I agree with that. That makes sense. Bruce, what's your thought, man? I see you sitting there. You got a couple smiles going on. Come on, Bruce, tell us what you think. You're not on here for just for the looks, man.
He was Cowboy's favorite uncle.
Well, the thing is that what's gonna happen to little cowboy? How is he gonna look at it? I mean, the Marquis' wife has to work two jobs too. I mean, where's seems to me to spend more time on the person that did all this than
I get what you're saying. They spending more time on the person that did it and what's going to happen with him and his life, but not thinking about the lives that he took and affected his kids that's here that don't have a father no more to look up to. But once again, that's that system, because now they're looking at he's probably going to be another one of the kids that's out here doing something because he don't have a father figure no more, unfortunately. But he has a family that's going to be out there looking after him, making sure he still grows up the right way. But at the end of the day, that young man is hurting because he don't have his father right now. And that's a hurt that can't nobody feel. That's a void can't nobody feel, unfortunately. So I definitely agree with you.
Because it's one of them situations, it's probably a thought in his mind of like, okay, well, my dad's gone. Nothing happened to the person who did it. And he's going to have to, just go on with his life. So it's like, if it ain't no consequences, because it's like I said, it won't be no justice. Like
he don't have no dad. So now we gotta watch him to see what direction he goes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like it's just.
But when
I'm just going to ask one thing. T.
Go ahead.
When you be doing your camping and fishing and your little things, I got a grandson.
Say no more. I got you.
That needs a father image.
there you go.
I got
So
you.
just let me know.
You already know I got you, Daddy.
But if you
And I'm saying this on live, so I don't want to get it misconstrued for any of you other parents that know that I take y'all kids camping. I'm only making this for one kid and one kid only. So don't get it misconstrued. Y'all hear me tell her I will pick him up and I will drop him off.
So you feel like
I'm not picking up no other kids and I'm not dropping them off. I'm saying that.
You feel like all the kids in America are gonna be coming to you. You're gonna start a whole camping experience.
Experience.
Hey man, look, I gotta say this. Out of all the kids I took camping, and I'm just being honest, out of all the kids I took camping, I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of fun, but I'm realizing I'm getting older. First and foremost, I'm gonna say that. But we be out there playing kickball, football, they in that water swimming. They doing stuff that kids don't do no more. Like Dottie said, man, these kids is too busy doing this all day. All day. Hold up, they can see very well, but they right here all day on their phones. When we was kids, man, we used to have to go outside. Man, I remember being at your father's house. See, that's why I didn't bring you in, because you had that father figure right there. And I know Uncle Ro used to tell us some stuff. But we was at your father's house playing guns, man. It was y'all who was inside the house, us on the outside the house. We had to infiltrate that house. So we was doing stuff that made us think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Forget the game. We had to think of how we gonna conquer each other, man. It was fun.
But so you just mentioned two things that's in there, and I think Ron.
I'm trying to get Ron back on.
So we're talking about the influence that people have. So we already, you know what I'm saying, pretty much we know that the mother's influence, although good or bad, it counts.
Yeah.
But like you said, the father's influence has to count as well. And it got to be somebody who actually gives a damn in order to be able to, you know what I'm saying, lead these kids. Like to be, my grandkids, like my grandson's always on a game. But when I say, come on, we finna go here, we finna go there. You know what I'm saying? We finna go to the park, we finna go, you see what I'm saying? It's got to be somebody that gets them out of their element. If you have a whole household full of people who do what they do, and let the kids kind of do what they do, then now no one's raising them. Man. Who's raising them? Who's left to tell them
That's
they got to
right. That's right.
Left to, you see what I'm saying? We have to be able to hold ourselves accountable, whether you're a parent or not. All they need is the influence. That's all they need. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I had my father, but to tell you the truth, I didn't grow up, you know what I'm saying, out here with my father. I was 3,000 miles away. You know what I'm saying? My father was here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I was in Central California. So, you know what I'm saying? But it still was my uncles. You know, my father's influence over the phone. You know, mom's was like, hey, no, you starting to get out of line. Here, let me put you on the phone with your father. You know what I'm saying? He's parenting from 3,000 miles away. And he'll tell me, hey, I can, you're nothing but a plane ticket away. Nothing but a plane ticket away. I will send for you to whoop your ass and send you back.
So I'll touch you, right? Like,
simple as that.
And knowing is half the battle.
And once again, that's why I've been screaming through this whole what's the name was about the parenting. They got to be held accountable, man.
Yeah.
A lot of these parents was kids when they had their kids, and now they kids' friends. And now I'm gonna go to court, and this is what I'm gonna tell the judge. And make sure you listen to what I'm saying, so you can be like, yeah, judge, that's what it is. Yeah, you know, they done got their script already ready. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so I'm gonna say this. And right now, I don't care if I catch life from it. It is what it is. I feel like my oldest daughter, with her mama was like, look, hey, this is what we gonna do, and I'm looking at her, I'm like, man, look, why are you doing that, and my daughter grew up out of a lot of that stuff, and right now, I gotta say, she got a damn good job, she's doing better, you know what I'm saying, and she moved away from some of that negativity, you know what I'm saying, her and her mama still close, but now she know what she's gonna do and what she's not gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
I got a question for the future alderman. What charges should this lady be facing?
She should get the same charges as party to a crime.
Party to a crime?
Yep.
I feel that.
But with the stipulations of her being an adult, she should be facing more time.
I agree. How you
Along
feel about
with perjury for lying in court.
Dottie, what's your thought on that?
I don't know. I don't know that she can be charged criminally. I don't have the answer to that.
Because
I
ain't
just
that
say,
what
I
like
just say
half
not
what the RICO Act is for? I'm just saying, like, just
No,
to,
Rico ain't for that.
just to be
Rico
not
ain't
just
for
not talking about just the RICO Act. I'm just talking about the whole thing of like how it's supposed to be, where everybody get the share amount of.
Yeah.
Like-
Here's the thing. The fact that she had 2 kids out there, hold on a second. The fact that she had 2 sons out there committing crimes like that on her watch, regardless whether you
Where
was
she being held
DoorDashing or
accountable
whatever,
for?
or Grub Hubbing, whatever it was.
Man, skip the formalities. Nobody's out at 2:30 in the morning
I'm
doing
just,
grub
that's
man,
what I'm
hub
saying,
on
though.
that
That's what I'm
night.
saying. I'm breaking down the story. So the story was she was Grub Hubbing. She had them with her, but yet we already know that they weren't. We already know that they were out committing crimes. You see what I'm trying to say? You sign that person out. You know what I'm saying? When let's put it in this terms. A prisoner is about to get transferred from, let's say, Wisconsin to California, or from California to Wisconsin. Whoever signs that man out is responsible for that man if he happens to escape, right?
Yes. Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Your sons, or your one son, escaped from you and went and committed a crime. We have to hold you accountable. You have to get held accountable. That's wrong. I don't care if someone relates to this person, feels sorry for this, sympathetic, empathetic, whatever. It's still the fact of the matter that we now have a young man that's deceased. His family is mourning.
That's the one I want you to sing right there. I just said it to
Yeah,
you.
it's like it. Because like I said, with
When she signed him, I mean, don't mean to cut you off, but when she signed him out and said that she was doing DoorDash with him, she became the facilitator.
okay.
Exactly.
So it's one of the situations I have to really get a lawyer to get on that.
And I still say that you should, Dottie. I mean, my thoughts and opinion is this: you should, because she needs to be held accountable.
I'm just for the principle. I'm going to try to take action.
And I think you should. I think you should. I think at the end of the day, um, you know what? I was a part of helping out with an event, and for every reason, I can never make this event, and it's against reckless driving, and it's a march starting from 27th and 27th and Capitol, and it goes up to 20th and Titonia. Brandon, you was at that event this year, correct?
No, I actually this I was at work.
Okay, yeah, and see, I wound up being at work too. I was supposed to be at that event, and I mean, this year was a little bit better turnout than last year, and I mean, each year that you do it is always a better turnout. But I think we need to have more of these reckless driving events to start getting some type of something out here in these streets. Um, I know I throw too many events as it is. I'm about done with throwing events because I got a few that I got to finish getting planned out because I'm working on next year biker awareness event, which was because of a careless driver killed Vanessa Dawson on her motorcycle as she was riding down Atkinson. So her mother went out and got signatures to make the month of May Biker Awareness Month. It started off as one day. Malele Cogs actually uh, started off with trying to get us a week. Then we did 3,000 bikes to Madison. And when we got there, Lena Taylor came out and said, y'all asked for one day, y'all got a week, y'all asked for the week, y'all got that week, now you got a whole month of May for Biker Awareness Month. Because this lady who doesn't ride bikes, her and her daughter went around and got signatures to make this happen. The bikers just jumped behind it once we figured out that she was putting in this work and she already did the footwork, and got it in. All we had to do was get on our bikes and ride to Madison. And when I say I got the video to see that sea of bikes riding to that Capitol, oh my goodness. That was a sight to be seen for those that never rode or never been there, seen something like that. To see a sea of bikes to go to Madison, that street is, I want to say, 4 to 5 lanes wide. And this is a city street that I'm saying. And it was bikes that took over all 4 or 5 of them lanes for like a straight 2 miles all the way
Somebody
to the
got to mute
Capitol.
their.
Yeah, somebody's jumped in that's echoing. But, something got to give. When it's all said and done, something got to give. It's too many innocent people losing their lives, and it's the loved ones that care about them that's going through the heartache and the hurt and the pain because of what your kid did, and he's the one that got to get the justice. He's the one that got to get looked out for. He's the one that got to get the pat on the back, say, "Hey, it's gonna be all right. You're just a kid. You made a mistake." When is that shit gonna stop? Because that wasn't no mistake. You knew what the hell you was doing when you went out there and did it.
Man, the conscious decision.
At the end of the day, when you sit out there, it's consequences to everything you do. Now, with the consequences of everything you do, are you willing
to pay it?
To pay them consequences for what you did? Plain and simple on that.
But it's like Dottie said, why pay the consequences when you got people sitting in higher situations? They just told this boy, because he ain't a grown man just yet, that he has no consequences coming. Like this is just a slap on the wrist. Like she said, what, 5 years?
And that's the facts. Jay, can we throw that picture of this so-called commissioner back up? That's giving these kids slap on the wrist. And see, you know what? It was a guy that came here.
5 years just for a drug charge.
Man, I'm already knowing. It was kids. It was kids that this guy came up and did an interview for. The Kia Boyz. Did the interview for the Kia Boyz. And they told them on that interview, "Oh, we do what we do because we can. The cops ain't going to do nothing out here. They're going to allow us to keep doing what we're doing. So we're going to keep on doing it because we ain't got nothing to worry about." And that's because of people like this person right here, Lauren Perez, that's letting these kids right back out to keep on doing what they're doing, stealing people hard-on cars that they worked hard for to get these cars. And they're robbing these people. So that's trauma to all these citizens in our city. Not just getting their car stolen, but getting robbed. Some of them getting robbed at gunpoint, coming out of all these grocery shopping, getting robbed at gunpoint. And these kids is just taking these cars thinking it's nothing.
Hold on, Whip. Somebody's trying to say something.
If you kill their kid, now you're the problem.
Yeah.
Because you killed this kid for putting a gun in your face, stealing your car, your property, or this kid then went out there and killed one of your loved ones, so you mentally distraught, and you all you know is this kid took your loved one from you, and then you do something to this kid, but now you don't want to blame. But this kid is not to blame, or their parent ain't to blame. Like, so who's the fuck to blame?
You got
to be held accountable for their actions. That's the problem. These lawyers or are not. Instead, they're getting all touchy-feely, saying that they have an emotional problem and they don't feel accepted. And I think the psychologist case said that the boy had emotional problems. He wasn't even.
We gotta have you come up closer to the microphone, just a little bit closer.
Level. And so they need to help him. Well. They have to have conscience. That's why the kids do what they do. They keep doing it. Because they know it's nobody does anything.
And I definitely agree with that. There's no consequences. Nobody's being held accountable.
That's I've heard many cops. They're tired of it.
You said as many cops that's tired of it. It's a lot of parents that's definitely tired of it.
It's when I say cops are tired of it, I've talked to many that say they've arrested children multiple times and they keep getting out, and they're tired of it.
Because the kids making mockery of them cops, letting them know like, I'll see you next week because I'll be out.
I'll be out.
I'll be out next week and I'll see you.
I spoke to a cop and said he arrested a girl and two stolen cars, two different stolen cars the same night.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow. What that tell you right there? That's sad right there. That's like real sad. I'm working on getting this other news footage, and he's having a hard time doing it. I mean, I want to show it on my end, huh? I just sent it to you. It's on YouTube. I just sent it to you.
You looked up?
That's WISN. That's the actual.
I know it was on YouTube, and that's how I got it. That's how I sent you that link.
That's straight from the actual the news. It's not YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I guess we can't get this footage downloaded because it's straight from 12 News, and they try to stop you from downloading stuff or whatnot. But I know it's on YouTube because I had one on YouTube too that I had sent, but I just don't remember which one it is. Because I do want, before we come to the close, that we do have his picture up and show, because I want to make sure everybody understand and see who we are talking about. Like, once again, I'm going to keep putting his name out there as Cowboy.
Just go
It's for it to be known.
Just go for the picture that she sent us. It's in the text message. I said the picture that she sent us is in the text message.
It is?
Yeah, you remember when I sent
your text message or the group text message?
Group. Go to the group.
Sorry for everybody that's on the podcast. We be talking to each other. And here we're trying to get stuff done because there's certain things we want to have done. There's certain footage that we was trying to get up, but we still learning this streaming link that we're on and being able to put out the footage that we want to be able to put out and have out there, because we was trying to make sure we had all the news footage that was out there. I actually have the news footage and video of when you did your interview, Dottie. When they showed the picture of Cowboy with his son. These is the things I want, people to see, because they don't ever show too much stuff like this. They always show all the watered down stuff, the lukewarm stuff, but they never show the actual factual stuff. And straight from us, that's what we do. So as long as we can get it, trust me, we definitely gonna put it out there. That's why I said if you want to say names, you can say whatever names you want to say, because we're not that high up the food chain that we're gonna get dinged or censored or anything to that nature.
We used
trust
to,
me,
we used
I
to
say
care
too much. They be like, "Ooh, please don't cancel this."
Please don't cancel this.
As they say I have no filter. I think I got a pretty good filter.
This is a good time. Please don't cancel.
I think my filter is good.
No.
My filter is great.
No.
Like Bruce thinks my filter is great. I've seen Bruce laugh a couple times.
Your filter overflowing
right there.
I'm finna call moms and ask her if you have a good filter. Your mama will tell you don't got no good filter.
Man, look,
it overflows.
man, my mom's has my back.
She do, but she know you ain't got no good filter.
I'm trying.
I want to thank you guys for having this discussion. This is the first for me.
I'm going to the camera.
But I just want people to wake up. That's all.
You going to the camera?
Yep. I'm going to the camera. Forget it.
Let's see how this plays out.
We're gonna see. Because I clicked on a commercial on accident. I clicked on the commercial.
No.
Back from their first date.
What did it look like? Do I need to move it back?
Oh no.
Marquise Hackett and Tiffany Fleetsmore sitting at a red light near 20th and North Sunday when police say a stolen Kia they were chasing crashed into the couple. After celebrating her birthday, Fleetsmore remembers waking up in the hospital with a broken back and bruised lung. Her date, 47-year-old Marquise Hackett, died in the crash.
He told me he had a hot date.
All right, so I had to do that because once again, for those that never seen Cowboy or anything to that nature, you got to constantly put it out there. You know, you got to put out the picture, you got to put out the memories, you got to have people understand where you are coming from when you saying the things that you were saying, because some people probably got in their mind, oh, this is just a 14-year-old boy, and that was my son, that was my father, that was my brother. You know, and I mean, in the same factor, I'm close to this story because of when my brother was killed by that somebody that was habitual person out here doing the exact same thing. That's what habitual means for those that don't know habitual. But out here constantly, she was out here constantly robbing people. She was a stud. She was a stud, but not a stud. You know, so she'd dress up like a stud, go out here and rob people, shoot at people and stuff like that. And she wound up robbing my brother. Well, tried to rob my brother for 200, and didn't even get the money, which is sad. But she did get my brother life, and she was on probation for the exact same fucking thing. And she fought tooth and nail to try to get out of this damn case. And the judge, right now, the judge that convicted her, one of the reasons why I voted for her, because I seen her in action. I can't say that last name because that last name is long and crazy, but she's on the Supreme Court right now, you know. And I was one of the ones that went down and voted for her because of I seen what she did to this person, and I heard what she told this person when she convicted her and slapped her with that sentence. Now, the sentence wasn't that great, to be honest. It was not for taking a life. And that you're on probation right now for doing the exact same thing, but this time you got a body. And that's the same thing, and I hate to say it like this, Dottie, but that's how I'm looking at this little kid right now. This little kid got out for the same thing, went out here and did the exact same thing, and then caught a body. To me, that takes what you're doing up to a whole fucking other level. So at the end of the day, that puts you in a grown man's position.
Mm-hmm.
So do I feel like he should have got switched over to adult court? Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
But with this system, you have to be 16 before they send you over. If you're 14 or 15, they won't send you over. But you have to be 16. 16 or 17, they're going to send your ass to adult court ASAP. No ifs, ands, buts about it. But at the end of the day, you put yourself in a grown man's position by putting a gun in your hand, robbing somebody for their own personal property, and then taking the police on a high-speed chase just to do something that you thought you was great at in driving, found out you wasn't, and took a life. Took a life. So now your charges is armed robbery, theft of a vehicle, high-speed chase, and you have a body. That's unexcusable in my eyes.
Well, that's true. Like it should have elevated. That's how it normally goes. But I guess in different, like they say, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, to me, it's by design. It's by design. If they can keep us not liking us, if they can keep us, you know what I'm saying, scared of the kids, or keeping the kids thinking we're afraid of them and all that stuff. It's just basically just creates a divide. And then I think to me, when it all boils down to it, in order to be able for you to say, well, okay, I relate more to the single mother that just completely made a mistake more than the other mother that just lost her son or more than those kids that just lost their father, that uncle that just lost, his nephew. You see what I'm saying? How, I've never. It's like a blatant
Slap in the
disrespect.
face.
It's a black. It's disrespect and slap in the face because, to me it's like, wait, so because she can't control her kids, she gets rewarded? That's my question. Like, so now we rewarding people for not keeping their house clean, for not controlling their household. That's what I'm worried about.
Man,
Back when I was younger, when I was a kid, my mother said never air dirty laundry. She wasn't talking about the laundry out on the. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She was saying like whatever stay in this house stays in this house. You don't air family dirty laundry. You just don't do it. And her slip was showing, like she just completely got exposed in the court, and the judge said, "Oh, you know what? No, go ahead, keep them boys rowdy and stuff like that. Boys would be boys." So if it's not by design, if the judge didn't have a hidden agenda, then you got to explain to me what what was her reason?
Exactly. We got Marquise Jr. on Dottie. That's one of yours, Marquise Jr.
It was his daddy that died.
Marquise, is there anything that you would like to say? Because I see you don't have the video. I mean your face on here, but we probably can still hear you. Is there anything that you would like to say at this point in time?
Marquis.
Hey baby, hey baby.
Hi, Cowboy.
What's up?
What up, little homie?
You don't want to.
For those that don't know, this is Cowboy's son that he picked up every day from school, took out to go eat with, and everything else when it comes down to this. So this is some real life stuff that y'all need to know about him. And I'm going to let him speak for himself about his father and the things that him and his father used to do together that is not able to happen no more.
What do you want to say, Marquise?
We putting him on the spot right
Yeah,
now.
put him on the spot. Like,
Yeah. T-shirt, you there? Havana?
No, she's not.
How's he been? Tell everybody.
He's doing good. For the most, have this. Yeah. Moments. Just have 2 weeks.
Y'all come up a little bit closer to the microphone. You're going in and out.
I said, probably to go. It's hard. He school and out school. It's different. Very. He likes watch this show and breaks some down. Gotta away from the how to do it. Find it.
is that us or her?
I'm not for sure. Did anybody? Okay, you were still kind of choppy there. Did anybody hear exactly what she was saying clearly?
Not really.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't.
Yeah, you gotta come into that microphone.
No. Her signal.
It's probably. But I was sick. Difficult for
That's her signal.
Yeah, it's probably. I want 4 or 5.
Well, make sure y'all stay strong, regardless. It's a hard situation, but
Well, listen. I have to go to work.
okay.
Yeah,
I've got 2 jobs too.
Yeah, we was at the end until I noticed the name and I seen it pop up. I was just in the process of getting ready to wrap up. until I noticed a name down there at the bottom of the screen. I was like, okay, they chimed in. I got to give them that moment.
Other than topic, we appreciate everybody coming in, voicing your opinions. This was a real touchy one, a real touchy one.
Yeah.
Because with it being close and just like everybody said, of just thinking about what the future looks like.
All right. So at this moment, I want to give everybody a chance to say their last statement that they want to say, that they want people to hear right now. I'm going to just shout out the names because I'm not knowing the order that's going in. And Tiffany, right now, you're the first person, so I'm going to start with you. Just whatever you want to say, the last moment, to let people hear what you want to say about the situation.
I just want to say, I hope this wake up a lot of other parents who know their kids ain't at home when they're home.
All right. I can get that. I agree. Dottie, you're the next one. Well,
that's all I want. Pay attention. Vote. Know who you're voting for. And let's see if it gets better.
Bruce, what do you got, big homie?
Yeah, when people vote for these judges, or they see on the ballot, look at the ballot. If they don't know that there are any history on, that's the don't vote for them. We know something.
All right. Brandon, what do you got? Future Alderman of 6th District.
If you're thirsty for change, vote for me.
Hey, there we go.
Change. There you go.
There
I like that. That right there. That's a good slogan right there.
Thirsty for change.
Man, you know what? See, that's what's wrong with politicians. They say some slick old stuff, man. That was slick as Al Sharpton Prime, man. I ain't gonna even lie. You almost want to vote for you right then and there, man.
All right.
Good grief. All right. Oz, what you got?
Me? Whew. I honestly, in the situation, I really do. I can only say I think that woman should be charged, man. Like, I don't even want to just be on some messed up stuff saying somebody in prison, but when she put herself in it to okay, your sons made grown man decisions, let them stand on their 10 toes. But when she decided that I'm going to lie and indicate myself in it, then okay, you decided to jump in the game. It's time to play.
And you know what? I got to kick myself because I did this in the wrong order. It's supposed to be in J.
Oh.
J. I'm supposed to say J then Oz, but
it's too late now.
It's too late. Jay, what you got?
I'm gonna say is this: unify. Let's come together. That's all I'm gonna say. Because when it all boils down to it, like Dottie asked you, hey, you know what I'm saying? I got a grandson now that needs, he needs a role model. He needs someone. So I'm gonna tell you like this too. Whatever I can do, I'll come help do, because this is what we need to do. If men need to come together and start raising these kids, we need to be more of a factor in their life. Unify. We gotta all come together. It takes a village to raise a child. That's all I'm saying.
There you go. And with that being said,
take us out.
As we always do, we end this segment with the asshole opinion.
But it ain't
from yours truly. It definitely is one, and I'm gonna come with that noise. I'm telling y'all now. Dottie, this drink's to you. Oz can't cheers to you because he's drinking lemonade. But this cheers to you. Bruce, we had to apologize earlier, but I can't apologize for this one because this is the asshole segment. Real quick. All right. So, what the asshole opinion of this segment of Straight From Us podcast is, at the end of the day, kids nowadays are not y'all fucking friends. Stop being friends with your kids.
Well,
start parenting. We know that you did not get a handbook for parenting, neither did I.
Well,
but I do the best that I fucking can, and goddamn it, I think my kids love it.
Wow.
And I try to make sure my kids enjoy their fucking life, besides trying to show my kid how to be a fucking thug. How to be a thought on Netflix. I mean, not Netflix. TikTok.
Whoa, don't go
how
jump
to be a
to
thought
Netflix.
on TikTok.
Shit.
how to pop her ass before she's even in fucking high school. How to show my son how to tote a gun and sag his fucking pants before he's even in high school. Thinking this shit is cute. Thinking
can't
this shit
run
is
that way.
okay. It's not. It's not. At the end of the day, if you letting your kids do this, this is the time you need to reflect to yourself and grow the fuck up. So, I'm saying this in all sincerity. If you don't like what I'm saying, oh well, that means it's you. You have a problem with your damn self, and that's your kids that's out here causing this trauma and turmoil to people that don't even know. And you're gonna be the one that's on the news next, crying, talking about my baby ain't did nothing to nobody, even though little Ray Ray, Bam Bam, and all his goddamn friends was over there robbing everybody
Junior.
up and down Capitol, up and down Silver Spring, all through Burla, everything else, thinking they tough, thinking they cool, until somebody knocked their block off. But guess what? Now it's that person who's at fault because he was only a kid. So when is this kid not a kid when he putting himself in an adult situation?
Okay.
Am I supposed to have sympathy? I don't think so. Because let your kid jump into something I went to work for and work my ass off for and take it like he thought it was his. And if something happened to him, that's you that got to come out your pocket now to bury your child, buy that black dress or whatever, black suit or whatever. And if you're thinking about, okay, I'm Billy Badass since you took my kid out, now I got to do something to you, you might be the next person in the grave. And that's the sad part of how people think nowadays when it come down to if you would have did what the fuck you was supposed to the first time, you probably wouldn't be burying your child right now. Or you wouldn't have to go to your friend's house to talk about how your child killed his best friend and doing something stupid. But this is Straight From Us
Straight from
podcast.
us.
I'm your boy, Mr. Cool Whip, with the one and only
OZ.
and Jay Money behind the producing. Thank you, Mama Dottie, for coming on out. Tiffany, Helliver, Brandon, Bruce, I appreciate y'all. Till the next time, we'll see y'all.
Peace.
Thank you.
Peace.
Okay.